Good evening, students. In our last session, we had discussed concept, meaning, and nature of social change. In this session, we are going to discuss characteristics of social change. And on the basis of what we have earlier discussed in our previous sessions, concept of social change, meaning and nature of social change, now it is possible to identify some characteristics of social change. Any change in the social structure on functions of the society is called a social change. Any change in the function in the social structure on function of the society is known as or is called a social change. Social change is accepted as such only when a majority of individuals in a society accept it in their life, behaviors, and beliefs. In short, social change means replacing the old with the new in the society. Social change means replacing the old things, the old with the new in the society. So it can be a modification of the old also, not necessarily change. Maybe it is some modified form or modification in something existing, if not total replacement. Like mobile phones, technology keep replacing one with another. So, or teaching methods, one method may replace another which is best suited for the learner. So it may be replacement, if not necessarily change, modification, or replacement. It can be a new mode of thought, a new attitude towards work, worship, or wealth, a new behavior pattern, and so on. It can also take various forms. There are new ways of work. So we can take up one example. Like we are using traditional teaching methods, or we were using traditional teaching methods with the help of blackboard, chalk, etc. Now smart boards have replaced it. Whiteboards have replaced it. PPTs are there. Presentations are there. Social media is there. So traditional methods have been replaced or sometimes modified with the new one. So change is taking place. It may be in the form, it may be in the structure. Like if we talk about social change in India, before independence, it was almost socially detestable to have a working wife. Women's place was strictly restricted within the four walls of the house. They were not allowed to go out, they were not allowed to work, and they were not free to move anywhere. They were not even allowed to move alone, to move from one place to another. So they were restricted within the four walls of the house. But today, in a matrimonial proposal, to have a working wife has become most preferable by many men, by many families, to have working daughter-in-law, to have working lady in their family. So it is because of social change, social demands. So women's place was strictly restricted within the four walls of the house. But today in a matrimonial proposal or in a workplace, it is important, and women have made their place. They have made their identities. Again, we can take the case of a housewife who is coming out to work in regular employment or who is coming out to work in field. So thus this results in making adjustment at home. The other family members have to take up more work at home to facilitate the women working outside. Sometimes it's husband, sometimes it's in-laws. So they have to facilitate the women working outside. Such kind of change in attitude of both males and females is widely perceptible in India, in which in India, which was a very rigid male dominated society, and helping the women in household chores was completely below dignity for male members. So when we speak of social change, we simply assert that there is some change in social behavior, in social attitude, and in social structure. So we don't indicate the direction in which the change takes place. We can't indicate the direction. It can be in any side, it can be in any direction. We cannot predict that, we cannot indicate that. When we refer to social change as a process, we introduce the idea of continuity. Continuity. It implies that there is continuous change. It implies there is continuous change taking place in a definite manner because of the operation of the force present in the situation. In other words, in a studying process of social change, we observe a series of transitions between one stage and another. In addition, there is also the implication of direction. It may lead to integration or disintegration. Further, the change may be linear, cyclical, or even spiral. It may be linear, cyclical, or spiral. These three types of change are stated, so I will discuss with you. According to the linear view of social change, the phenomena continues to persistently move in a particular direction without repeating over an infinite period of time. It is a kind of social evolution which brings about social change slowly but continuously over a period of time. Again, I'll repeat, the linear view of social change. Phenomena continue to persistently move in a particular direction without repeating over an infinite period of time. It is a kind of social evolution. It is a kind of social evolution which brings about social change slowly but continuously, slowly but continuously over a period of time. Generally, a cluster of houses becomes a village. A cluster of houses becomes a village. Village becomes town. And town becomes cities. Cluster of houses becomes small village. Village becomes town. And town becomes cities. So, however, in some cases, the process has reversed also. So, the cyclical view of change suggests that social phenomena repeat again and again over a period of time in exactly the same shape as may occurred earlier. Thus, if social phenomenon change is perfectly cyclical, then social phenomena of today will repeat after a certain period of time. So, the cyclical view of change suggests that phenomena repeat again and again over a period of time in the same manner, in exactly the same shape as may occurred earlier. Thus, if social phenomena is perfectly cyclical, then social phenomena of today will repeat after a certain period of time. For example, fashion. It repeats, it comes back. We think it's new, but it often comes back. You can ask your parents what you do today. They often tell you that we used to wear this during our college days, like bell bottom pants, plazos, jeans. So they will tell you that this type of thing we used to wear in our college days, or this this was in fashion in our time also. You can check examples. You can talk to your parents. They will let you know. So it keeps coming back over a period of time. So it is like cyclical cycle where social phenomena repeat again and again over a period of time. The now spiral view of change. Change, in fact, neither takes place in a perfectly linear or cyclical fashion. Change, in fact, neither takes place in a perfectly linear or cyclical fashion. The social change practically is spiral in nature. The social change practically is spiral in nature. Truly, the social phenomena do not continue to move in one direction. And whenever they repeat not exactly but in a resembling manner. Nothing has been repeated in the same form. Thus, even if social phenomena occur again, they do not occur in the same form but in a changed form. Then what they existed, then what existed in the past. So many characteristics of the past are repeated but with a different context and with different motives and attitudes. The primitive man used to live half naked. They have almost uncovered the orders, but the attitude behind such is not of compulsion, ignorance of paucity, but of passion. It is the result of abundance, consumerism, and display. Some social changes encompasses shift in social structure. So cultural norms and collective behaviors. So gradual or rapid. One of its characteristics is gradual. It is gradual or rapid. Social change can occur slowly over time. Social change can occur slowly over time. Changing gender roles or quickly due to specific events or quickly due to specific events. For example, a revolution or a technological breakthrough. Number two, directional. It often moves in a particular direction. It often moves in a particular direction, such as progress or regression. Through the nature of this direction can be contested and subjective. Multidimensional. It affects various aspects of society. It affects various aspects of society, including economic, political, cultural, and social institutions. It affects various aspects of society, including economic, political, cultural, and social institutions. Directional. It often moves in a particular direction, such as progress or regression. Through the, though the nature of this direction can be contested and subjective. Next, complex. Social change is rarely simple. Remember, it is rarely simple. It involves numerous factors such as economic conditions, political conditions, technological advances, cultural shifts, and political decisions. Controversial. Different groups may have divergent views on social change. Different groups may have divergent views on social change, leading to debates and conflicts. What is seen as progress by some may be viewed as regression by others. Like if we talk about emphasis on Hindi, on our mother tongue, on our regional language. Some people think it will help us to progress, but others think it is regression. We are going back. How it is going to help us in the era of speaking, in the era of English? How it is going to help us? So it depends how you are looking at it. What is your point of view? So sometimes it's controversial. Different groups may have different views on social change, leading to debate and conflicts. So, what is seen as progress by some may be viewed as a regression by others. Cumulative changes often build upon previous changes, creating a compounding effect over time. It is unpredictable. While certain factors can influence the likelihood of change, predicting the exact nature and timing of social change is very challenging. reactive and proactive. What is it? It is reactive and proactive. It can result from responses to existing issues, reactive, or from deliberate efforts to create new conditions, proactive. Interconnected. Social change Social change in one area often triggers or influences Social change in one area often triggers or influences changes in other areas, reflecting the interconnected nature of social system. Impact on individuals and groups. It affects individuals differently based on their social roles, identities, and positions within society, leading to varying impacts and experiences of change. Role of innovation and technology. Technological advancements often drive social change, altering how people communicate, work, and live. So, understanding these characteristics help in analyzing how societies evolve and how individuals and groups adapt to these changes. Education and social change. The relationship of education with social change is not a simple unilateral, as perhaps many would like to believe, for education is not only instrumental in bringing about social change, it is also quite interestingly instrumental in maintaining the status quo. In other words, education plays both a conservative and radical role. It plays both a conservative and radical role. That is, it helps both in maintaining and changing different aspects of the social system. So, the relationship of education with social change is not a simple unilateral one, as many would like to believe, for education is not only instrumental in bringing about social change, it is also quite interestingly instrumental in maintaining the status quo. In other words, education plays both a conservative and radical role. That is, it helps in both maintaining and changing different aspects of the social system. Social scientists have had diverse positions on the relationship between education and social change. There are some who treat education as the most important ideological state apparatus, appropriated by the ruling class to pursue their own ideas and interests. They maintain that education is an instrument forced by the ruling class to serve and preserve their own interest and largely to maintain the status quo in the existing economic and political power structure. At the other hand, many social scientists, politicians, educationists, and educational planners who consider education as an important instrument of social change, particularly in the context of third world continues. Education is treated as effecting economic development and social change. In post revolutionary area, Russia, for example, schools were assigned the task of destroying old values and creating new values appropriate to socialist society. They had to destroy old things and create new to appropriate values appropriate to a socialist society. So we have seen that educational system is responsible for encouraging innovation in the material and technological sphere. This may involve training the labor force in these skills, changing traditional attitudes, or promoting social mobility, and allowing new elites to threaten and replace those before them. Some of these expectations are, to a large extent, contradictory. The radical and innovation functions of education are hard to reconcile with its old role in the transmission of culture. Also, schools and universities are themselves a part of society, subject to pressure from other parts of the social system. In a highly stratified society, for example, it is unrealistic to expect schools to inculcate strongly egalitarian principles. It is unrealistic to expect schools to inculcate strongly egalitarian principles. They are like to function in these societies as important agencies within the stratification system, training the young for adult roles. Only when egalitarianism is accepted as part of the dominant value system of a society, it is likely to influence the organization of education or to be part of the moral and social training imparted at schools. Development in the education system are largely influenced considerably by economic and technological factors. Education in turn may also influence social and economic change as a consequence of the role it plays in the processes of discovery and dissemination of newly acquired knowledge. So, education is a powerful force for social transformation, influencing individual beliefs, behaviors, and opportunities while shaping collective values and norms. So, we will discuss and explore the intricate relationship between education and social change. Education and social change. Education serves as a catalyst for social change by transmitting knowledge and values, skills that shape individuals' understanding of the world and their roles within it. It empowers individuals to critically engage with society, challenge existing norms, and contribute to progressive change. The process of social change through through education is dynamic, influenced by cultural, economic, political, and technological factors. In our next session, we will discuss mechanism of social change through education.